And okay, if you're happy to do that, then
number one book.
yes. So first of all, then Shishi Prapana Jivanamritam, and you started at the beginning of the Chaitanya Charitamrita. We can start with chapter 2, which is the beginning of the quotation part. Chapter 1 is the introduction, prelude to tasting nectar. Jai, and a short time today, because today is a feast day, and then more things are going to happen, and many hands and bodies needed for seva. So Jai Srila Bhakti Rokok Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Sunda Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Shri Shri Prapanna Jivanamritam ki Jai. And Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki Jai. And Shri Sharanagati ki Jai. And Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur of course ki Jai. Shri Rupanuga Guru Bhaga ki Jai. Alright, so just a few verses, our time is short. So we are reading from chapter number 2, the beginning. Shri Shastra Vachan Amrita. Shri Shastra Vachanamritam, the nectar of scriptural word. Jai Srila Bhakti Sunda Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. What's Mahaprabhu and Giriraj? What are they doing at the moment?
They're bathing.
They're bathing. Acha. All right. So verse 1. Shruti Smritya Di Shastresu Prapatir Jan Nirupyate Tad Utkang Dvitiya Dhyaye Shri Shastra Vachanamrite. This second chapter, Shri Shastra Vachanamritam, the nectar of scriptural word, describes surrender as corroborated in the revealed scriptures, headed by the Vedas, that is the Shruti, and the religious codes, the Smriti. Alright, so the first aphorism, introduction to the verse by Guru Maharaj, the introduction is by Guru Maharaj. Surrender is firmly established by the Vedas. Prapattihi Shrutau. And the verse is from, well, the Brahma Samhita Tika. Yo Brahmanang Vidadhati Purvang Yo Brahma Vidyang Tasmai Gaha Palayati Sma Krishnaha Tang Hi Devam Atma Vritti Prakashang Mumuksho Vai Sharanam Anung Vrajet. We have a Sanskrit PhD holder right beside us here.
I was going to say vachana is means speaking.
Yes.
So the word means actually sound coming down as opposed to just written word.
Right, we're used to like Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, but actually we come across like Veda or Veda something Uvacha, I mean comes, or the Vacha part, I'm not sure about the U bit, but yes, it happens. Okay, so the translation of that, so you can tell us the translation of that. You're the PhD Sanskrit holder.
No,
okay.
That's what Avadut Maharaj claims, but I'm not.
But it's good on the resume.
Yeah, right.
In the beginning, so the translation. So Guru Maharaj introduced it by saying, surrender is firmly established by the Vedas. And then the verses. In the beginning of creation, he who created the universal creator, Brahma, and then imparted to Brahma knowledge of Brahman, the Absolute. He is the self-same Lord Krishna who tends the cows, or who nourishes the Vedas, as Ga means both cows and Vedas. Those desirous of liberation should surrender unto that Lord who reveals the innate function of the soul. Okay, that's it, Maharaj. Class over.
Ananta Govinda Prabhu asked a similar question last night, right? About the worship.
Oh, why? Yes. Yeah. Why do we worship Krishna?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you know? Okay. I hope it's all presentable on the other side.
Very.
Okay, next verse, introduction. The introduction. Tadatmya jathartyang smritau. The cause of the tangible reality of surrender is expounded in the standard codes of religion, the Smriti. Okay, we shall read the two.
Read that again, Maharaj?
Yeah, the cause of the tangible reality of surrender is expounded in the standard codes of religion, Smriti. So Smriti is going to tell us the cause. And this is these two verses actually are from the Padma Uttara Khanda that are following. The syllable ma means self-asserting ego. That is, the misconception of considering oneself to be a doer. And the syllable na indicates its prevention. Thus, the act of offering obeisances, namaha, nullifies the offerer's independence. The soul is naturally subordinate to the Almighty. His intrinsic nature and innate function being, so his means small h, the soul's intrinsic nature and innate function being servitude to the Supreme Lord. Therefore, all actions performed thinking, I am the doer, should be utterly abandoned. And in Sanskrit, then maybe you can translate from English to Sanskrit. I'll do the translation for you.
Okay.
Ahankriti makara syan nakarastan nishedhakaha tasmat tu namasa kshetri svatantriyang pratisidhyate bhagavat paratantro sau tad ayatatma jivanaha tasmat sva samatya vidhing tyajet sarvam asheshataha.
That was Guru Maharaj?
The verse is about the namaha. That is from the Smriti, the Padma Uttara Khanda.
Okay.
The introduction was the cause of the tangible reality. This is by Guru Maharaj. The cause of the tangible reality of surrender is expounded in the standard codes of religion, Smriti. Okay, now the next verse, Guru Maharaj's introduction. The only obstacle to surrender is self-asserting ego. The only obstacle to surrender is self-asserting ego. Ahankarad aprapattihi. And the verse, Ahankar nivrittanam keshavo nahi duragaha ahankara juttanam hi madhye parvata rasayaha. Translation. The Supreme Lord Keshava remains in the company of persons who are free from a mundane conception of life. But there appears to be a great mountain range between the self-asserting egotists and the Lord. Parvat. Madhye Parvat Rasayaha. At least that little bit we can get. In the middle is that mountain range. Anyway, we can't stop there, can we? We have to read at least one more. Advaya jnanam anashritanam eva jagat darshanam. Persons who do not take shelter, so this is the introduction, Maharaj. Persons who do not take shelter of the one without a second, the Supreme Lord, simply loiter in the world of birth and death. And the quote from Srimad Bhagavatam, I'll read the translation first. O Lord, soul of all souls, the conditioned soul sees this universe as separate from you and thinks it is meant for his sense enjoyment. But this is only a creation of your deluding potency, Maya. As long as the living being clings to such an illusory separate interest, he does not give up the miserable world of action and reaction, birth and death, despite its utter meaninglessness. And in Sanskrit, Javat pritakdvang iddam atmana indriyata maya balan bhagavato janna isha pashyat tavanna sangshriti asau pratissankramaita vyatapi dukkha nivahang vahati kriyatha. All right.
I have a question. Do we have time for a question?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Because I know it's a rhetorical question and you're going to ask it and answer it.
So we have the understanding that the mind produces consciousness.
The mind produces consciousness.
I'm going back. Consciousness is there, and from consciousness comes the mind, and through the mind we create the illusion of the material world, right? So how does it? What was I going to say? How is it reconciled that that Maya is functioning there? Does Maya enter into the mind, or influence the mind, or produce things from the mind, or how does it work? That Maya is a principle in the whole kind of entangling, transaction thing.
Okay, good question. Vishaka Devirasi.
I think Maharaj can probably answer.
I know. We all have our answers, Maharaj, but we wish to hear from you.
No, that's why I asked the question. Is I have some idea, but I want to hear some other things. Yeah.
Okay, then Pandita will tell us. Maharaj, I mean, you are asking these questions in order to engage us in some service or something that you well know about all this material distinction between matter, the Tatashta Shakti, and the pure spiritual plane. So Maharaj, you know the answer. We are, I may not even be giving the right answer. So tell me how many marks I get out of 10 for my answer, if it's right or wrong.
Okay.
If I can go to the next question. Maharaj, my understanding is that the mind is also material. It is our misidentification with the body. We have a human body, I got a human mind. I got a dog's body, I got a dog's mind. I got a pigeon's body, I got a pigeon's mind. So our mind, it has come by the big computer of action and reaction, and as a result of our original inquisitiveness from our pure position to think, oh, I can be the master of Maya. I can go there and be the master. And then, okay, then you try. Then in this way we get covered. We get covered over of our real identity, which is as a servitor. Guru Maharaj points out that when we remove everything from the Atma, all the coverings, what is left behind? Bhakti, the devotion is there. So Maya, what is not, this whole place, is a little bit like our modern day televisions, etc., where people become so convinced about a movie that they even have a heart attack sometimes. When it's a horror movie or something, we hear these things. So we are in this world and we are generally conceiving it through our subtle body, in the sense of my human identity body, which essentially is my mind. The intelligence is above the mind, and above the intelligence is our proper self. Inside and above our proper self is the Paramatma, the Supreme Lord. So the question was, did the mind make Maya or the Maya make the mind? No.
In other words, I'm wondering that, that our consciousness however way it does, through the filter of Maya, then the mind comes, and then the material energy is produced. But I'm just wondering, at what point is Maya there? Because Maya is real, and what's around us is temporary. Sometimes there's kind of like almost a misunderstanding that Maya, because she is illusory, she doesn't really exist, but she does exist. Real, but temporary. So I'm just wondering, at what point is it like the consciousness gets filtered at that point and then produces the mind, and then the mind is already contaminated and produces the material energy? Or I'm just not clear on that, how Maya comes in as a real actor in the, in the production of the material energy. She is the material energy, no doubt. But we also hear that the material energy is produced from the mind. So how is it reconciled that Maya is real, but the material energy is produced by our illusion? You know what I'm saying?
I do. I can answer it another way.
Okay.
That is, Maharaj, I'm in it, I'm here now, and I want to get out of it. And how I got into it, I'm not sure.
All right. And sometimes it's said, oh, Krishna is everywhere, he's doing everything, which he is. And through the material energy, and we're getting slapped and we're getting embraced in different ways by Krishna's arrangement so that we can grow in Krishna consciousness. But simultaneously, there's a material energy which is like, we are in an unfortunate condition, and we feel like this place, is no good. We want to get out. So, both things are there, right?
But we've been slapped around, now we've got our human body, and we've got connection with the current from above to this ground to pick us out. Mahaprabhu, Nityananda, our Guru, Parampara. But I understand your question. I'll leave it to the Pandits to answer. At what date of what year all this took place in the creation time. But there are, the description of Brahma Samhita gives some idea of the creation.
Yeah.
And also the 5th canto of Bhagavatam, of course, gives some idea of creation.
Yes.
But
in the beginning of Bhagavatam.
But my real concern is how to get out, Maharaj. Can you help me with this one, please?
Like Srila Prabhupada said, when you're in the middle of a fire, you don't discuss how the fire started, you just get out.
Ah, okay. And you see, Mahaprabhu uses that fire example right there in his Chaitodapana, and the forest fire, the blazing forest fire is coming. And when you see a forest fire, and I've seen forest fires, I expect some of you have seen forest fires, they're actually quite fearful. And the birds and everything are flying away, the animals are flying away as they can, but everything is getting consumed if the fire doesn't stop. But this whole world is like that fire.
I think it's important, just because if we conclude that Maya is not really there, and Krishna is of course everywhere and Maya is not really there, then I think it opens the door to Sahaja type stuff.
Maharaj, I think we're well aware Maya is there.
Yeah, okay. But I've heard some implications that Gurudev said, that this is all not really here, and things like that. And I just think it's an important point that has to be raised and clarified. Anyway,
Maharaj, we hear all sorts of things actually, which we wonder about.
Anyway, sorry for taking
Good morning.
Do you understand my question, Didi?
Maharaj, I don't have your type of brain.
I don't have a PhD in Sanskrit philosophy. But I understand the interest behind it. But I think it's very dangerous to say that Maya doesn't exist.
Yes.
I'm sad to say this.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm sad to say this, but Maharaj, one devotee, this is a long time ago, one devotee very firmly in front of me was telling to another devotee, I can prove I'm already liberated. In the scripture saying this, I'm already liberated.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry to say, Maharaj, like a few months later, he was in very bad shape.
Of course.
And, you know, I just thought, well, we just cannot challenge Maya in such a way, and to say she does not exist and all sorts of things like this. I think we know we are, or I know, Maharaj, I am in it. Okay, Maharaj, we'll have to contemplate this and refer it to another department. And in the meantime, if you can help the answer of getting out, I'll be very grateful. Now we've got a few minutes. We're going to read a little bit of Chaitanya Charitamrita to keep the momentum going, because we've got some momentum going. Hare Krishna, good morning.
Look at the baby. Good devotee baby.
Good devotee baby. So we're on verse 47 of chapter 1 of Adi Lila. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Ki Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jaya Shri Gurudev Ki Jaya Shri Guru Maharaj Ki Jaya and Vishwarin Shri A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jaya, who has given us this wonderful opportunity of Chaitanya Charitamrita. All right, well, text 47, verse 1, Adi Lila, it is Shikshu Guru Keta Jani Krishnera Svarupa Antaryami Bhakta Shestra E Dui Rupa. Well, okay, this is the beginning part of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, and this is Krishnadas Kaviraj telling us the facts of life, actually, what is what, getting us set in the spiritual understanding of the whole Chaitanya Charitamrita. Translation: one should know the instructing spiritual master to be the personality of Krishna. Lord Krishna manifests himself as the Supersoul and as the greatest devotee of the Lord. Well,
the Srila Prabhupada say something about the position of Shiksha Guru?
Well, indeed, there's a purport here, and I'm wondering, well, I mean, we can read the purport. Purport by Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And for the Russians, listen. Commentary by Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami states that the instructing spiritual master is a bona fide representative of Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna himself teaches us the instructing spiritual master, teaches us as the instructing spiritual master from within and without. From within he teaches as Paramatma, our constant companion. And from without he teaches from the Bhagavad Gita as the instructing spiritual master. There are two kinds of instructing spiritual masters. One is the liberated person fully absorbed in meditation, in devotional service. And the other is he who invokes the disciple's spiritual consciousness by means of relevant instructions. Thus, the instructions in the science of devotion are differentiated in terms of the objective and subjective ways of understanding. I think probably every purport, this first section certainly has a lot of purports, because hammering home the spirituality nature of everything. But Krishnadas Kaviraj says this, that one should know the instructing spiritual master to be the personality of Godhead. Lord Krishna manifests himself as the Supersoul and as the greatest devotee of the Lord. Then he gives a quotation to support it. So often, like later on, we come to the instructions of Mahaprabhu to Rupa, instruction to Sanatana, and he's Mahaprabhu is saying something and then supporting it. Here, then Krishnadas Kaviraj is saying something and then supporting it from the scripture. So the support from the scripture, the next verse, text 48 is, well, the translation is, it's from Srimad Bhagavatam. It's spoken by Uddhava after he heard from Krishna all necessary instructions about yoga. So this is spoken by Uddhava. He said, quote, "O my Lord, transcendental poets and experts in spiritual science, transcendental poets and experts in spiritual science could not fully express their indebtedness to you, even if they were endowed with the prolonged lifetime of Brahma. For you appear in two features, externally as the Acharya and internally as the Supersoul, in order to deliver the embodied living being by directing him how to come to you." And just by this, Uddhava is saying that in the lifetime of Brahma, experts, transcendental poets and experts in spiritual science, they could not fully express their indebtedness. Then, how indebted are we?
Is that from the 11th canto?
It is, yeah. And text 49 is another quote. Where is this quote from? Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatang priti purvakam tadami buddhi yogam tang yena mam upayanti te. Where is the verse from? Bhagavad Gita.
One of the Chatusloki? Maybe one of the Chatusloki?
It is one of the Chatusloki, yes. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. Plus Guru Maharaj's additional translation. Next verse, Krishnadas Kaviraj speaking or narrating, Yatha Brahmane Bhagavan Svayam Upadishyanubhavitavan. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Svayam Bhagavan, taught Brahma and made himself realized. All right, and I'm going to give you one more verse only because our time is up, so that you'll come back tomorrow to listen to the rest. Okay? And this verse is the beginning of Krishna saying to Brahma, because Krishnadas Kaviraj just said, the Supreme Personality of Godhead taught Brahma and made himself realized. And what did Krishna say to Brahma? He said, "Please hear attentively what I shall speak to you. For transcendental knowledge about me is not only scientific, but also full of mysteries." Maharaj.
What's the Sanskrit for mysteries?
It's Rahasya.
Aha.
Yeah. The translation, it's...
Actually, several translations, when we see things, we know that they're loose translations to keep the flow. Jnanam parama ghuya. Okay. Jnanam parama ghuyang me yad vijnana samanvitam sa rahasyam tad angam cha grihana gaditang maya. But we'll have to come in, tune in, same time, same place tomorrow, and find out what Krishna is going to say after saying, listen attentively, going to tell you something very special. It's scientific and full of mysteries. And everyone likes a good mystery, don't they?
It's the greatest mystery, huh?
Greatest mystery. Maharaj is going to sing for us after a few days when he's got some strength. But we've all sung something. We invite you to sing Hari Harai Nama Krishna. Kindly.
Hari Harai Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Hari Harai Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha. Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan. Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Rupa Sanatan Bhakta Raghunatha Shri Jiva Gopala Bhakta Dasa Raghunatha Echai Gosai Kori Charana Vandana Jaha Hoite Vigna Nasha Vista Purana Echai Gosai Dar Puitaradas Dasavara Padarin Mura Panchaka Tarir Charan Sevi Bhakta Sanivasa Janame Mora He Abhilasa Echai Gosai Jabe Braj Koila Basa Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Hare Lata Kasha Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavana Vaishnava Padma Puriya Hari Nam Sankirtana Kohe Narottama Dasa Shri Guru Vaishnava Padma Puriya Hari Nam Sankirtana Kohe Narottama Dasa Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hari Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol 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 Nitai Gaur Nandi Hari Hari Bol Hari Nam Sankirtan Kirtan ki jai. Jai Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Shri Krishna Kaviraj Goswami ki jai. Shri Chaitanya Bhagavat ki jai. Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Jai Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Shri Shri Prapana Jivanamritam ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gurudev Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Jai Vishnupad Srila Guru Maharaj Srila Bhakti Rakho Sri Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki jai. Shri Rupanuga Guru Bhaga ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Vishwarani Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat ki jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswaracharya Vrinda ki jai. Jai. The curtains have been closed so long that we forgot. Sorry, Mahaprabhu, Jai Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki jai, Shri Radha Giridhari Ju ki jai. What are you doing behind there? And Srimati Tulsi Devi ki jai, Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Jai Sripad Bhakti Vigraha Nyasi Maharaj ki jai, all the assembled devotees ki jai, Chaitanya Saraswati Acharya Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaura Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol. And Saturday festival of Sri Chaitanya Saraswati